and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow, and in today's episode, I'm going to cover the rather unknown and sort of lost art of the concept of a fanzine. Okay, so we all know what a magazine is. We get lots of Animedia magazines and things like that from like the Japanese Animedia, New Type, Anime V, and that kind of stuff. The magazines which tell us what's happening in Japan. But of course, there was really a big lack of that same kind of caliber of magazine over here in North America in English at the time. So what had happened is a lot of fans, just like you and me, ordinary people, decided to make a newsletter or a fan-made magazine. Okay, i.e., made as a fanzine. And so basically, in the very early days of this anime period, where internet wasn't as fast and didn't have a lot of graphical ability because of the speed. A lot of people are still using dial-up and things like that. So it was really hard for a lot of people to get images and pictures and references of stuff over the online. Plus, it was really inconvenient for a lot of people, especially in the sort of localized groups and local areas, like the fan clubs and the individual CFO chapters and that kind of stuff. It was hard to get to their membership information that they're going to need for, let's say, watching some Japanese animation at one of their meetings, which is straight Japanese, but they don't have any synopsises or shall we say, Cole's notes, shall we say, for the particular anime. So it's better if it was in a printed form. So I gathered a few of these fanzines, which I've went and got. Okay, some of them are fairly thick. For example, this one right here. This is a copy of Anime Illustrated. Okay, I got this copy sent to me from James Lomax, which I later did meet at one of the San Diego Comic Conventions. And basically, yeah, it has a lot of fan artwork as you see in it here. Drawing there. And inside has, basically, information about the particular anime's characters. There's a fan comic inside there. There's synopsises for particular shows and that kind of stuff in here as well. Like a fan drawn story. Okay. There's news and that kind of stuff of what's happening within their organization and whatnot. But the most important thing at this time in these magazines are ads. Okay, so comic stores and animation places and that kind of stuff, which are advertising for their their goods and that kind of stuff. So they have sort of information about not only ads but also other fan clubs. Okay, again, very important because it's at this era of networking. You don't have a lot of internet and that kind of stuff. You don't have a lot of people don't have all emails. So a lot of the correspondence had to be through the postal system. U.S. Post or Canada Post. You had to actually mail letters and that kind of stuff, and that's why addresses and that kind of information are very, very important. Okay. There's another really small kind of half fold one. This one's called Animate. Okay, this one's published out of Montreal. Okay, and and if you quickly look in the very beginning of the magazines, that kind of stuff. The publisher and the editor is the Silvio Martins. Okay, who again I corresponded a lot with in the early days of tape trading and that kind of stuff. With him to get lots of tapes from basically here all to Montreal. So again, there's lots of information. For example, like Lupin and whatnot in there. Some manga news, what's happening on in the industry, whatnot. Okay, some more fan drawn comics and that kind of stuff, and information like that. So again, that's what they would pass around their membership over there. Okay. Here's another one. Okay, it's called Anime Lines. Okay, in which case they refer to TAN lines. Okay, stands for the Texas Animation Network. Okay, so again, I got this from from various tape trading and that kind of stuff again. And again, you usually right at the very front, credits to who makes this stuff available, editor and that kind of stuff. again, some quick information about what's happening here. So in this case, an article on the story of Al Hazard. Okay, another good anime, especially if you like things like Tenchi and that kind of stuff. Again, more stories again of what's coming up. Gundam 080. On the horizon. There's different LD boxes coming in. They mentioned SP Laser. Okay. There's a model review of the EX-S Gundam. Okay. Which is kind of really cool. This article is done by Leroy Simpson. Again, in a later episode, I'll get into more letters and that kind of stuff. So you'll start seeing some names that appear in these kind of publications and different things, and then basically I'll bring up how I got in touch with these. Because again, the most important thing about these magazines is the connectivity, right? The contacts. You're basically trying to relay addresses, relay information. Again, not so much email addresses, because not everyone had email and that kind of stuff at this time. So again, a lot of people are just mailing things to each other. Maybe I have to mail a letter to, for example, the club office for the Texas Animation Network, and then basically from them I can get more correspondence from them. Okay. So again, I was going to point out from this magazine here. If you look at the very end, like I showed you, there was a ad for the club Anime Hashin. Okay, basically it allows you to subscribe and basically be a member of their club. Okay, for like $14 US, you can join their fan club. Anyway, it comes with the Rose magazine, which is a bi-monthly magazine. It happens to be this magazine right here. Okay, so. You can, again, it has many different things on it. It has special features, again, which are the actual, sort of summaries and that kind of stuff of different types of animes and that kind of stuff. Synopsises and that kind of stuff for the actual shows. So maybe they're presenting it, at one of their meetings. Okay, for example, and there's one for Crimson Pig, basically the layout of the episode. So they may be playing a copy of Crimson Pig or whatever in their particular showcase, but it isn't subtitled or anything like that. So they will need some description about what the show is about to help the membership out. They also have, for example, here Gundam 083, a lyric sheet. Okay, so in case they wanted to do the translation for the song, both in English and whatnot. Okay. Again, what's happening? So this is the convention report. So this is an upcoming convention that they're having called the Maricon. All right. And of course, fan art. A Project A-Co picture, in this case, the B-Co in a bathing suit. Some nice fan artwork in that one. Okay. Here's another one. This one is from. It's called. They refer to it as Buffalo Crisis. Okay. This is the fanzine for the San Francisco Animation Club. All right. And again. Ads for different stores and that stuff in the San Francisco area. Again, little synopses. In this case, big huge coverage of Nadia. Okay, so again, to get people introduced to to Nadia, they're going to describe it for you. They give you lots of reading and whatnot. Some more episodes of as I said of SPT Laser they're doing here. Brian Freeman. Again, most important thing, ads, okay, for some comic stores and that kind of stuff. That's where you can try to hopefully get some more animation and that kind of stuff. And again, some pictures and that kind of stuff as well added to our for their magazine there. Okay. Here's another one. It's called From Side to Side, STS. Okay. And basically, again, this particular magazine, FSTS, is got from an Alec Orlock, okay, which is out of Lunga Hills, California. Okay, and this is their fanzine for their particular club. Anyway, so yes, they do, again, same thing, summary kind of episodes and that kind of stuff, outlining what happens in, for example, Random and a Half, episode 15, for example. You know, they have a particular, notes about culture and different things about the Japanese itself. Again, fan art section as well. They have a kind of their mini manga sort of thing going on as well here. Okay, so upcoming events and that kind of stuff. Okay, again, sure enough, there's a subscription notice for the Anime Hashine magazine again. So so again, a lot of cross networking between different clubs and that kind of stuff. More ads and that kind of stuff, and of course, subscription services for their own club as well. The ways to communicate. Okay. Now, the last one I want to go is probably one of the most important ones, and I'll lead into the next episode that I'll do. This one here, okay, is a particularly special one because this is the one I got from the Japanese Animation Club, okay, Victoria chapter. So this is the animation club that's located in Victoria, okay, and that's just more or less like a 1 hour ferry ride across the inlet from Vancouver here, okay. But when I first came to Vancouver, again, went into a local comic book store, and basically, through the person who's working there, I learned of a Nicholas Condor, okay, who happens to be the president or the chapter head for the Victoria chapter of the animation club that they have in Victoria, okay. And so I got this fanzine from them by writing to them. And again, right in the editorial section, it gives you all this information about what they're doing and whatnot. And again, gets a message from of course Nicholas about everything. And again, this magazine does give you things. For example, they're covering August in this particular magazine. They're talking about some theoretical thoughts of the bubblegum prices, for example. And then one of the funniest things, maybe like one of those, shall I say, fanfic. If they sometimes they have the theoretical battle between the USS Enterprise versus the Yamato. Okay, the Starship Battle Cruiser Yamato in a fight, and the sort of what would theoretically happen. Okay, sort of thing. So that's kind of fun. Again, lots of fan work. I guess that's their version of Ariel here, and the kind of a mocked up Spartan there. But yeah, this game it was very important because this particular magazine contains a lot of the information which got me on that sort of roll towards writing to other clubs and getting more and more information about how the animation and how to get connections to, for example, the CFO and things like that. Okay, but I'm not going to cover that in this episode. I'm going to cover it in the next episode. Okay, so because there's too much information already. So what you want to do right now is you want to hit like and you want to hit subscribe because I'm going to continue on. Sort of the story of how I got into more and more animation and how we had to basically communicate in the next episodes. Okay, so until then, all right, see you again.